Now I'm here to tell you, bruh, she looked it all right. Her transitioning was great, and she scored her first bucket on Asia Wilson.
People, high character people. You bring in people that want to play the right way. You bring in people who their only focus is winning, and you get that kind of buy-in.
I was watching Paige Bueckers make her WNBA debut against the champs, and something stood out immediately. Nobody was giving her the Caitlin Clark treatment. No extra physicality, no trash talk, just basketball.
It wasn't nothing like we seen last year with Caitlin Clark, man. Caitlin Clark had 16 points within the first half. Paige ultimately just did not do that, man.
Even scored her first points against Aja Wilson herself. Then Becky Hammon steps to the mic after the game and starts talking about team culture and character. That's when it clicked.
I mean, I think, when you're building championship culture, how do you build culture? First, number one thing is you bring in great character.
There's a major difference in how these two rookies are being welcomed to the league. One gets targeted, the other gets respected. Let me break down what happened and why it matters. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Did you see how different Paige Bueckers got welcomed to the WNBA compared to Caitlin Clark? It was like watching two completely different leagues. I'm not even kidding. The contrast was so obvious that everyone's talking about it. Remember Clark's first game? She couldn't even breathe without someone all over her. From the first whistle, veterans were hunting her down, sending double teams her way, and checking her hard into screens.
Because we know ultimately, bruh, the treatment Caitlin Clark received last year was horrendous, bruh. She took a beating.
The Chicago Sky made it their personal mission to rough her up. Angel Reese and her teammates were trash-talking, bumping, and basically treating Clark like she had a target painted on her jersey. They wanted to send a message. You might be the college star, but this is our league now. But then Paige steps onto the court against the Las Vegas Aces, the defending champions, by the way. And something weird happened. Nobody tried to bully her at all. No extra elbows, no trash talk, no physical welcome to the league moments. The Aces just played basketball against her like she was any other player on the court.
The pushing, the shoving. It was a little scrappy, but nothing too major, man. Nothing like what we seen when Caitlin Clark made her rookie debut.
That's wild when you think about it. Looking at the numbers, Paige had a pretty solid debut. She played 22 minutes, scored 10 points, grabbed 4 rebounds, and shot really efficiently.
She put up 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 of 7 from the field, and she was 2 of 3 from three-point land.
4 for 7 from the field, including 2 for 3 from three-point range. Those are good numbers for any rookie in their first game, especially against the champs. Now flashback to Clark's debut, she got absolutely roughed up. Remember how she struggled with her shot because defenders were all over her? She couldn't get clean looks, she was getting knocked around every time she drove to the basket, and veterans were clearly trying to welcome her to the league in the most physical way possible.
No shoving. It was nothing like what we seen last year. And will we see it, or was Caitlin targeted? That's going to be the biggest question.
The treatment Clark received was described by many as horrendous. She literally took a beating out there. You know what's crazier? Paige scored her first WNBA bucket against Aja Wilson, the league MVP, the best player in the world right now.
Now I'm here to tell you, bruh, she looked it all right. Her transitioning was great, and she scored her first bucket on Asia Wilson.
And nobody made a big deal about it. There was no extra physicality, no salt, just basketball. Paige drove, scored, and the game continued. If that had been Clark scoring on a superstar in her debut, social media would have exploded, and the next defensive possession would have probably featured an extra hard screen. After the game, Becky Hammon's comments pretty much explained everything. When reporters asked her about the rookies, she talked about team culture and character. She wasn't focused on putting anyone in their place or teaching lessons. Instead, she was talking about how the Aces approach integrating new players with respect and professionalism.
People, high character people. You bring in people that want to play the right way. You bring in people who their only focus is winning, and you get that kind of buy-in.
Reporters even asked Hammond about Aaliyah Edwards going 5 for 8 from three-point range, and Hammond wasn't even surprised.
Not surprised at all. She can shoot. That's why we went and got her. That's what she did in college.
She just calmly said that's exactly what she saw from Edwards in college, and then went on to praise her defensive skills too.
Again, it's about getting people, she fit a need for us. I think it's very apparent that I like shooting.
No backhanded compliments, no warnings about how the regular season will be different, just straightforward respect for a rookie's game. The big difference in these debuts comes down to how the league views these rookies. Clark walked in with this massive hype train and immediately became a target. Veterans wanted to prove that college success doesn't automatically translate to pro dominance. But Bueckers, she's getting respect from day one, even from the defending champions.
To wait to see if Paige hold the same fate as Caitlin did, because as of tonight, there was no assault, there was no pushing.
This makes you wonder, what's really going on here? Is it about the players themselves? Maybe it's the teams they faced? The Sky clearly had a chip on their shoulder when facing Clark, while the Aces seemed more secure in their standing as champs. Or is there something deeper about how the WNBA handles different types of stars? Maybe it's about marketing and attention. Clark got billboards, commercials, and wall-to-wall coverage before even playing a minute. That kind of spotlight creates resentment among veterans who've been grinding for years without the same recognition. Bueckers, despite being a former college star herself, didn't come in with the same level of hype this year after missing time with injuries. Or maybe it's even simpler than that. Maybe some teams use intimidation as strategy while others focus purely on basketball. The Aces, under Hammond's leadership, might just have a different philosophy about how to compete against rookies, beat them with execution rather than intimidation. Whatever the reason, it's clear that not all WNBA debuts are created equal. The league isn't treating all rookies the same way.
I just can't see Paige having that same faith. I believe it's going to be a totally different route for Paige.
And that first impression could have a huge impact on how these young stars develop. Clark is learning to play through contact and hostility, while Bueckers is getting to focus purely on adjusting to the speed and skill of the pro game. So which rookie actually had the better debut? The stats might look similar on paper, but the treatment was night and day, and that's what could really impact their careers moving forward. Bueckers got to play basketball. Clark got initiated. What do you think? Is Paige getting an easier welcome than Caitlin? Maybe it's just different teams with different approaches to rookie talent, or maybe there's something deeper happening with how certain players get targeted while others fly under the radar. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is the WNBA treating these two stars differently? And if they are, what's the real reason behind it?